I'm Dennis M. Potch Jr., and you're watching Tech Talk. The discussion for our panel will be about information technology project management. Technology is changing business faster than ever before. Our panel of experts will discuss 5 core elements of IT project management to be competitive in technology innovation. You will learn about initiating, planning, executing, controlling, and closing an information technology project. To begin, our project portfolio manager, Patrick, will tell us about the initiation process. Patrick?
Thank you, Dennis. The first project management process group is initiating. There are 2 project management processes which occur within the initiating process. Those are integration management and stakeholder. During the integration management process, the project manager develops the project charter. The project charter is a document that formally authorizes the existence of a project and provides the project manager with the authority to apply organizational resources to the project activity. Without the project charter, there is no project. The inputs that go into the project charter are the business case, agreements, and the project statement of work. After these documents have been established, the project charter is developed and the project has now officially been authorized and can move forward. The second process is stakeholder management. In this process, the project manager identifies the project stakeholders so that all relevant documents regarding the project are communicated. Documents such as change logs and issue logs are put into this process, and once this is complete, the stakeholder register is created. Now, let's pass it over to Austin.
Thank you for teaching us about the initiating process group, Pat. I will be speaking about the second process group, which is planning. The planning process group is arguably the most crucial because outputs from this process group lay the groundwork for the rest of the project. In fact, the top 2% of project managers spend almost twice the amount of time planning as their lesser performing counterparts. This extra time in planning should pay dividends throughout the rest of the project. A wide variety of processes fall within the planning category, as developing a plan is an integral part of each of the project management knowledge areas. Examples include the creation of several comprehensive plans corresponding to each of the knowledge areas, such as the schedule management plan, cost management plan, and procurement management plan, to name a few. All of these plans are the culmination of a multitude of processes specific to each knowledge area. Common inputs for each type of plan include project charter, enterprise environmental factors, and the organizational process assets. This table shows the processes within planning and their accompanying outputs. Please note that not all projects will have all of these deliverables. However, as a project becomes more complex, more planning is needed. With this in mind, some deliverables are essential to the planning of a project of any size, such as the scope statement, work breakdown structure, project schedule, and the cost estimate and budgeting requirements. Now that we know a little bit more about planning, I'll send it over to Dylan.
Thank you, Austin. The execution project management group can be seen as the active work group of the 5 processes. It is where the project team will come together and begin to implement their strategy created in the planning phase, and the project will begin to take its actual shape. For example, in the prior planning phase, project managers were creating plans to help manage the quality of the project and creating a risk management plan. In the execution phase, the team is responsible for implementing those plans to ensure that risk is minimalized and that a quality standard is being met across the board. A few example deliverables from these plans in this phase would be something like a quality report and change requests as plans need to shift. As I said before, this project management group fits in as one of the meaty of the 5, being where the work by the entire team is done and the project begins to move forward with its implementation. Now, on to Orlando.
Thank you, Dylan. Hello, everyone. I will be talking about the monitoring and controlling process. Compared to the other process groups, the monitoring and controlling process occurs throughout the project's entirety, from start to finish. The monitoring and controlling process inputs are the project management plan, project documents, work performance data, and agreements to make sure that the rules, intentions, and ideas of the project are executed well. Monitoring and controlling measures the overall project's performance and compares them to the project plan, ensuring stakeholders are always informed and updated, and all project activities are documented. The process identifies shortfalls and implements safeguards to prevent those very same shortfalls from happening again. This may include schedule and budget adjustments, policy revisions, including modifying the project scope. The outputs for the monitoring and controlling process includes change requests, work performance reports, project management plan updates, and project document updates. Experienced project managers and stakeholders understand the monitoring and controlling process keeps the project plan enforced, up to task, and successful. And now, let's turn it back over to Dennis. Dennis?
Thank you, Orlando. After execution is completed, it is recommended that the stakeholder and customer acceptance of the project's products and services be done with a formal closing of the project. In preparation to close the project, all of the deliverables must be verified, and a final project report and presentation is usually provided. It is also important to include a transition plan to move the products and services provided into the production environment. Some of the closing activities include archiving project files, documenting lessons learned, and receiving formal acceptance of the delivered work. When the project comes to an end, some key outcomes are the formal acceptance of the work, creation of closing documents, and organizational process asset updates. Unfortunately, there are cases where a project is canceled before it is completed. If a project is canceled, it is important to still formally close the project and to include a report for lessons learned that may be used to help with future projects. This concludes the completion of the Information Technology Project Management process. As all good things must come to an end, we have reached the end of our panel discussion. On behalf of all of my panel participants, thank you for watching Tech Talk.